You know, a lot of people complain about not having any energy or vitality or enthusiasm or motivation. The topic, activate your energy field. Your nature is divine energy. Because the absolute, eternal, that's who you are. Okay. So, what it means when you activate your energy field is to be completely free of obstruction, stoppages. I was talking with someone I was counseling the other day on the phone, and the person I noticed has the same reoccurring situation. Always, and there was a lot of, I could hear the fear in her voice and the anger, the grudges, the resentment. I could feel, because, you just tune in and we know. And these issues of I'm a victim. And when we have the belief that I'm a victim, and yes, we have been, and the problem is when we acknowledge ourselves as a victim, then there's a persecutor and a savior. That's the usual game everybody's playing: victim, perpetrator, savior. And so our energy depletion comes from all of that we focus on in the mind and with our emotions every single moment of every single moment. And we are eternity. That means that you do not die and you're never born, because you are eternity itself. This is who you are. And to know and to activate your energy field is to also know and be who you really are, and also use divine logic when you make your choices as to, does that fit really your own divine nature? Does it appreciate that? Does that increase that? And what happens is, in order to be empowered, you have to look at where you're being depowered. And that means to look at what is taking your energy, what's taking your vitality, what's draining you. A lot of people don't look at the food. And we say, well, I have to have this. And we probably don't need much, but it has to do with how much nutrition and energy and life force is in what you take in, and what does it do. That means that's why I choose a vegetarian, a fruitarian, a vegetarian kind of a food plan, because it gives me the greatest energy and intelligence, and it's compassionate and loving. So I choose then what I consume in the body, that it is good for the body. I wouldn't say everything I do is always good for the body, but it's like, it's, have a few little things, but it's generally you're saying, okay, what am I taking in, and what are the thoughts you're taking in? What are you watching all the time? Are you? I told people years ago, if you're watching horror stories, your life's going to look like that, because that's predictive programming. Because I have to tell you, if you want your energy, you have to know who you are, and also know what you're not, and honor who you really are. And so when we focus on what these thoughts are and these beliefs are, and we're jerked around by everything going on in the outer world, and what he said and she said and they did and what they're going to do, and this is happening there, and blah, 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 blah. And then what's happening is it's our emotion. It is energy. We're expressing our divine energy through those words, those reactions, those thoughts, those beliefs, and we're using our life force to generate that which is depowering us, because we're giving our power to someone or something outside of ourselves. And how we activate and our own energy and our own power is to stop doing what is depowering you. And there could be people that you're around. There could be situations. There's where you're the victim, and then you're blaming people forever. And look at me, I'm a walking advertisement for being such a victim. What does that get you? With some few morsels of self-pity and a bunch of people say, oh, poor you. That's good, doing you no good at all. And when you get that we're where we are because of our choices, and that we're also have been easily swayed in our choices because of our naivete or our natural gentleness, our natural sweetness and kindness and lovingness and trustingness of our own divine nature. And the problem is, instead of trusting our own inner knowing, we have been taught to trust other people, like in school. You don't know anything, the teacher knows everything, and all of these books know everything, and so you're taught to memorize instead of having an educational environment in which each person is given the steps, if you will, to how you can determine and know what's true and what's false within yourself. Instead of always looking to someone else who's going to tell you if it's true or not, or if it's false enough, if you can do it or not, if it's okay, and always looking to, well, this head of this big religion is saying we do this. Why would you follow that person? Well, because they're this, and this. And then they say over here, why would you do what they say? Who are they? They're just like you and me. And when we look at the power that we have already, how to increase our experience of our divine vitality in nature is to, even within our oxygen runs this body. So the more you are involved in worrying, in fear, in self-doubt, in resentment, hatred, victimhood, gonna get even resentment, that takes all your energy, and then you're so busy always with all that's going on around, and the neighbors say, and the family, and the this and that, and the mate, and the job, and the blah, 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 that our power and our energy is just like that, giving it to everybody and everything. What would happen, this is the key, is that we really focus on, you don't need to save the world. That's a racket. There's nothing wrong with the world. You need to save yourself from ignorance of who you are. And own your power and use it to empower yourself and all divine beings.